Can you be a great mom and run a successful business at the same time? The answer, absolutely. And in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how. You'll learn why finding more time doesn't work, why pockets of time are your secret weapon, how a business enriches your life, and how to become a more present and fulfilled mom. With that, let's get started. You might be wondering how you're going to find more time in your already busy schedule, and I get it. When I first started my second business, my online business back in 2011, the twins, I think, were 5. They were either 4 or 5, and Kenna was 6. And so I had this little bit more time and freedom, and I really regretted giving up my first business. I didn't regret being home and staying home with my beautiful girls, but I had this really great business that I totally believed in, and I kind of let it go, and I regretted that. So I decided to start a new business, an online business. One, it was more profitable. It didn't take as much to get started, and it was where everybody was going to shop. It was the start of the .com boom. So I started Whole Lifestyle Nutrition in 2011, and at first I tried every which way to just fit it in with my already busy schedule. The girls were getting lunch, and I was trying to read emails, or I was speaking to my business manager when they needed my attention, and that was a recipe for disaster. It just didn't work. So it wasn't until I moved to the next area where I was like, okay, this isn't going to work. When can I actually get in more of my business during the day? And I called it pockets of time. And these little pockets of time were very important, intentional time moments during my day where I was able to fit in a little bit of work. And let me just give you some examples. So for my girls, they loved Barney. I know I'm showing my age now. All 3 of my girls are in college right now, but Barney was their thing. And so after, I think it was probably around 11 o'clock, their mid-morning, we would go and watch Barney, and it was like 25 minutes. And during that time, we didn't watch much TV, so they were just glued to that TV. So I would sit there and work for 25 straight minutes, and I called that a pocket of time. I was super productive. They didn't need me. And then I was so blessed, after lunch, they would sleep. All 3 of my kids would sleep from 1 to 4. So I was able to get a bigger chunk of a pocket of time from 1 to 4. Sometimes it was 1 to 3, but usually I was able to get a couple hours then. And then after they went down for their evening, when they went down, I was able to get an hour or so in then. But I was getting on average anywhere from 4 to 6 hours a day working just by filling my pockets of time. So that is one way, and the best way that I found. Even today, if my kids are in college, I still work in work blocks, or again, pockets of time. My work blocks will be working from 10 to 2. Or getting the morning working 9 to 12:30, doing my lunch from 1:30 to 2, or 1:30 to 2:30, and then getting an afternoon pocket of time. I'm definitely more flexible with the kids not being here. So I want you to just think about how pockets of time, how can you fit those in? Because then you're not competing with your kids, or the kids aren't competing for your attention. And you are getting in some personal time and something that you want to do for yourself. Okay, so I want you to think about that. So it was the strangest thing, you guys, because when I started to realize that, hey, I'm going to be very truthful here. I was very resentful a little bit towards my husband as he was able to leave, and I didn't have that human-to-human connection outside of my children. And I still am so blessed that I was able to be home with my girls, but I missed that interaction with other human beings. And I miss, or I said adults, should I say adults? I missed that interaction with adults. So became a little bit of resentful that he could go and have adult interaction, and I missed out on that. So it wasn't until I started to recognize that once I started this business that I was able to jump on calls or to jump in groups and talk with other like-minded moms who were doing the same thing I was doing, to network with other women around the world, where I was starting to feel more complete. I was feeling like I was actually mingling with adults, having adult conversations, having that stimuli, and challenging my brain outside of changing diapers and what's next and the monotony of life. Because when you're parenting, with me, I had an incredible routine with 3 kids under the age of 18 months. So, it was line up 3 kids, change diapers, get ready for a snack, do your lunch, then get them down for a nap, then do an afternoon snack, playtime, get them ready for bed. I mean, it was just like the monotony of life just kind of, I loved shaking it up. And when I add that business in and I started to network with people, it wasn't that I was jumping on calls per se, it was just that I was able to interact with other women. And that to me brought so much fulfillment to my world. And my kids I felt completely present for my children. I felt more of a fulfilled mom because I was able to fulfill my needs outside of just parenting. We often think that when we're parents, that's, especially stay-home moms, that we don't have needs and that we don't need to fulfill our needs. And I'm here to tell you that you will burn yourself out so fast if you don't fulfill your needs and your wants and find joy, however that might be for you. And for me, it was starting a business, and it was reaching out with other like-minded women, helping my customers get into the best shape of their life, giving them recipes to get into the kitchen and learn how to cook. All of that was allowing for my creative juices to just flow, and it allowed me to do something outside of just parenting. So then when I went back to show up for my girls when they got back from school or they woke up from their naps, I was in a much better place to show up for them, happy and really interact with them. So not only was I fulfilling my needs, but I was also being a more fulfilling, I was more fulfilled as a mom. And so I want you to think about how the role that you would play as not only a mom, but as a business owner, how that would change your life. Would you be able to get out there and communicate with other like-minded working moms? Or would you, depending on what your field is, but think about how great that would feel and how fulfilling that might be for you. So with that, I would like to just encourage you to, if you're thinking of starting a business, I have a free checklist, and I really want to, it's 100% free. I'll leave it below the comments here. If you're on my website, you can look below the video, and if you're on YouTube, you can certainly look in the comment section where you get a free checklist to start before you even, how to get started before ever building a website or before ever starting your LLC or anything like this. It's just the most simplest way that you can get started today. No money's needed, nothing. And I share exactly the step-by-step checklist on how you can get started for nothing right now, and you can start building your following. And if you'd like that checklist, you can check that out below. So that's all I have for today, and until next time, we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.